Ooh wee. Rockets up 10 at the half without Alperen Sengun. Grizzlies obviously without Ja Morant. But I think we holding down the fort pretty good without Big Turkey, Big All-Star.
Big Turkey.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get away with that, but it is fun.
I've heard somebody else say it. So if they ain't get away with it, I guess I won't get away with it either. But whatever. But yeah, man, what's your immediate thoughts on the first half?
I mean, it really felt like Amin was all over the place doing, just what he does, a little bit of everything. I mean, I felt like he was making plays on both ends, right? It was a good first half for Jalen. I still like to see him. I know he has 4 assists, but I feel like he really is drawing so much attention. Like he made a nice move into the paint, and I'm like, if you would just like jump stop and look for a corner 3 instead of shooting like a crazy layup, like your game would be so much better. But it's all progression. I get it, but it's like, man, once he learns to do that, it's gonna be nice.
Once he look at him rubbing his hands together.
I mean, are you outside? I mean, it's not even cold.
Nah, outside, nah.
But I mean, I feel like everyone played their part. I mean, that's kind of like what we need. And Adams and Landale, or specifically Adams, is giving us enough. Landale, I know he hit that 3, but there's a reason that we're playing small ball.
I'm surprised we didn't really see Tate enough. Like we didn't really get no Tate, bro. Like,
yeah, that's weird. You're right.
Yeah, that's and then also no Tate and no Holiday. Like, I thought both of them might get some time. And also Cam with 9 minutes, I think that's a good sign that he may let him play 9 minutes in the first half.
Adams is playing pretty good this game too.
Yeah, Adams is doing his thing. He's playing his role, but in that first half, if you notice, they were really loading up on Fred and Jalen when they were in that pick and roll, and they just left that pocket pass open. And I was like, I see this game plan. We're going to have to do something about that, because a steady diet of this is going to get us an L. Because it may work a couple of plays, but Steven Adams and Jock Landale, too, for that matter, they're not built for that. Jock Landale had a decent first half, though. He did his thing.
They were shooting pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. If anything, to me, maybe I'm tripping, or maybe this is the game plan. The defense, it looks good. They scrambling all over the place, but I just think it could be better. Am I tripping? Am I like thinking too much? Yeah, I feel like it could be a lot better against them, man. Because Preston say a man birthday blocks with 3 so far. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I think defensively we are keeping them from jacking up a bunch of threes like they usually do. They only took 13 and they only made 2. That's really sort of the difference in the game. We've taken 17, we've made 8, and we're shooting 52% overall. It just seemed like there's something. It seemed like there's like another gear that we could still get to on both ends that we haven't really gotten to yet. Even with Sengun being out, maybe I'm tripping.
I think you spelled the game plan out correctly. I mean, they've only shot in 13 threes, so we're scrambling all over the place to basically limit that, because without Ja, we're going to make them beat us in the paint.
Yeah, and we're not doubling a lot either.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. So I think that's absolutely the correct thing to do. And we're not going to let Luke Kennard get out. We're not going to let Desmond Bane, do what he did in the beginning of the fourth or the third quarter last game against us. I think their one X factor would be Gigi Jackson, right? Like, he's someone that can kind of play both roles, and he's only played 6 minutes, and he hasn't really been all that effective.
He's still coming off injury. Like
Right. He's not back in form.
He's not going to be right the rest of the year. He's not going to be right until like next year.
He would be like the guy that I think that would, would be able to do something against this style of defense that we're playing, which is even more stopping the three than normal. It seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. If he was, but then again, the Grizzlies got hella injuries. Like Marcus Smart hurt too. I thought they would play Scottie Pippen Jr. a little bit more so they could have more of a reliable ball handler and playmaker out there, somebody who can run a decent pick and roll, even with Triple J and Zach Edey. Like I thought they would do that more. I'm not really understanding what Taylor Jenkins is trying to accomplish on offense. But then again, maybe it's just our defense making whatever their game plan they thought they had, making it obsolete. Preston says forcing them inside, pause. Wow. Grizz got more points in the paint than us so far, but forcing them into those situations is better than guys.
They have more offensive rebounds too, which is both our size and the fact that we're scrambling a little more. We're not boxing out as well as we normally do.
Nugno says, "Hi fellas, I had TV issues. Can I watch anything? But how is the fatigue situation on the team? Yeah. So the guys they're not playing tired, which is shocking because the way we play defense, you would think would tire us out, especially on the fourth game of a road trip.
Yeah,
they're not playing like it, but who knows? Like, knock on wood. Hopefully, they come out this third quarter and they keep up their good energy." And the rotation's even been short too, so I'm mystified. Then it's a young team though, so no excuses.
Well, and Cam only played one of the games basically, and then Tari missed one game as well, and then Jock hasn't played at all until tonight. So it's like we're kind of fresh in a way. Yeah.
John Zhang, hopefully I'm saying your name right, man. Please forgive me if I'm butchering your name. He says, without LP in this game, Jalen and Fred should be on the floor if one is on the bench. Yeah, it looks like that's what they've been doing so far. I think it's a smart thing to do. Amen has been doing a pretty good job, I think, sort of running the show a little bit. He's been doing a good job of that. I know, shout out to Bruce Williams. He says he thinks a man's superpower right now is really being more off the ball. I think his on-ball game is really coming around over the last, I want to say, since being in the starting lineup, really, his on-ball game has really picked up. So maybe we're starting to, add another dimension to the offense because I think ideally for our offense to really work the way Ime Udoka wants it to work, 3 ball handlers is key. Yep. Same thing they did in Boston. So I think that's going to be key, man. So we'll see.
But I feel like Amin should be more involved whenever they go small. That he should be more involved as the pick and roll guy or as the roller, right? Because you were saying if they're going to trap hard on that and allow that pocket pass, sneaking them in there a couple times should lead to good results.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know if they're looking at who's guarding a man. Like if it's Triple J on a man, like if it's Triple J on the man, I would attack that because Triple J on the perimeter, that's not where his strength is. So I agree with you on that. I would definitely attack that, but it didn't. I've seen a man on Triple J a couple of times, but not really a whole lot this game. But we'll see how they. I said Triple J on a man. Yeah, Triple J on a man. Yeah, we'll see how they looks in the second half. Though I think going small like that probably will work. But I don't think we have a problem with our offense right now, though. Not too bad of a problem. I think some of the shots we were making, like them forcing Jock and Adams to beat us, I think so far is looking good. But I don't think if they stick with that game plan, I think it's going to end up looking good for Memphis. But defensively, I think is where we need to kind of step on the gas some. Offensively, whatever. I think we have enough firepower to make up for whatever we're lacking with Şengün. But defensively, I think is where we're missing him too. Because some of these possessions, especially from a rebounding standpoint, I'm like, usually we end up with a lot more rebounds than our opponent at halftime. That's not the case today. We're losing the rebound battle. I don't like that. I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, I think that's key with Şengün out.
I'm looking at something now. So the Grizzlies got 3 more shot attempts than the Rockets. Usually, we far and away have more shot attempts than our opponent. That's a problem. I don't like that. 3 points, we already went over that. Free throws are about even. We're losing the rebound battle by 1. I don't like that. We have 16 assists. I don't know why, but since Jabari went down, we've been shooting 3 a lot better. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all in any way, shape, or form. Maybe it's the way that they're generating the threes, and we are taking a lot more corner threes. I said I was going to look that up. I forgot. I'm going to try to look that up. Turnovers, we haven't turned the ball over at all. Three turnovers, that's nothing. But we've only forced 6 turnovers, which is, I think, is probably what I'm thinking about defensively. We haven't forced the turnovers that I would expect. So, there it is. That's what's missing. It's the forced turnovers. We haven't forced a lot of turnovers, and we haven't gotten out on a break. That's usually how we get out on a break in the first place. We only got 6 fast break points to their 5. So that's probably.
I think that's going to pick up in this third quarter. I think they're going to put their foot on the gas in this third quarter.
They should. Like, you would think we would force more turnovers because of no Ja. Like, they out there trying to run offense with Luke Kennard and Desmond Bain.
It's kind of like they don't try to make crazy plays, so they're very conservative.
That's true too. Like, they're not being.
Yeah. They're not.
Their offense is looking kind of broccoli too. I ain't gonna lie. Triple J is suffering with Dylan Brooks. Shout out to Dylan Brooks, man. Dylan Brooks doing a hell of a job on Triple J.
Good Dylan game on offense too. I mean, like if the turnovers, let's say they normalize a little bit, and we get some more fast break points, that'll probably offset some of the regression to the mean in our shooting, right? But then we just have to withstand. I mean, Memphis is not just going to shoot 13 threes next half. I'd be shocked, right?
I don't know who's going to help them generate them shots. They don't have any consistent rim pressure being created.
That's true.
Outside of Ja, that's why I was saying I thought Scottie Pippen should get more playing time because he can run the show. I don't know, like over the last month,
6 threes is like it's just so few. I mean, I would expect them to have more than 13 still.
13 is
13 is really low.
That's like 2001. Like that's crazy.
So I mean,
especially from Memphis,
shoot a little bit better.
Up.
But I mean, it goes to show how. I mean, I know that they played well without Ja, but I mean, he just really adds a dynamic piece to their offense that they just really do not have without him. And it's just not replicable. So they have to like completely change how they play.
Yeah, they're gonna need. See, this is why they brought in Marcus Smart though, but he's hurt because at least he'd be very serviceable running their offense and playing through him a little bit. So I ain't gonna lie, they are to me. They're still a little bit of a sleeper in the Western Conference because when Marcus Smart get hurt, a lot of things. I said get hurt. When he gets healthy, a lot of what Memphis wants to do is gonna make sense. Because then Jalen Wills can go back to the bench. He's gonna come off the bench and play their role because he's really playing them. He's technically taking Marcus Smart's role in that starting 5 if they decided to start Marcus Smart. I can't even tell what they really want to do because he hasn't played. Even last season, he was hurt. But anyway, let me not get too much on my Memphis Grizzlies, my second team. Don't be mad at me, people, please.
I think that this comment makes a lot of sense. I mean, especially with the way that, if Amin's really going to kind of step in and play like he's been playing, it's kind of one of the reasons we can have when we can withstand these Jalen hot streaks and cold streaks, because we have just a very deep team that has the ability to fill in the gaps when we need to, and people can piece together what other people are lacking. And people, I mean, by and large, our guys are playing like 80% of a role that they could play. Like Tari could be doing more than what he's doing. Cam could be doing more than what he's doing. And so whenever they get more minutes, they get, expanded roles, and they're, almost as good as the people that were starting. So I think that's definitely part of it. And I'm sure it must be difficult to play against so many guys that are as talented and have the abilities that our guys have.
Yeah, you can't rest. You can't rest. Like, you know how teams try to hide somebody on defense? You ain't gonna do that with the Rockets because they're gonna find a way to exploit you one way or the other. Yeah, well, even Tate now. Tate, you put a small guard on him, he'll post you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tate will find a way to get something going. Yeah. I hope I see some Tate in the second half though, because I'm looking at these numbers, at these minutes. I don't like it. 19 minutes for a man already.
22 for
Jalen got 22 minutes. Fred at 19 minutes. Dylan at 18 minutes. Yeah, we got to give Cam a little bit longer leash. With Amen and Jalen, I understand it a little bit because who else is going to go run the show when Fred sits? Man, but Holiday, well, I don't know if his Holiday is going to be a good thing or not if he in the game. I don't know, man. We got a lot of good problems to have. The depth that we have, I think, presents some problems, but it's mostly positive. I know during the season, I've been complaining about the whole communist offense, the whole everybody eats thing. I'm starting to come around on it a little bit now. I'm seeing the vision. But when the playoffs come, I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know how that's going to play out, man. What's y'all's take on that real quick before we get back to the second half?
It's going to be interesting to see how that works in the playoffs.
I think everyone's got to find their niche.
And everyone's got to find their niche for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like it's starting to come more cohesive as it goes along. But I think part of it is that people need to understand what their role is, right? And then coming to terms with that. And I think for young people, that's difficult. I mean, I was young once. I was an idiot. I got it. I get it. You got to learn. You got to learn. You got to learn what your role is, even if you're super talented. So I think that's part of it. But I think Amin ascending makes it easier for everyone too, because the ball's moving better. Everyone's getting more involved. We're not so reliant on Şengün to be creating the dynamic looks for everyone. So, so I think that's a big part of it as well.
Cool. Yeah, man, look like this second half is starting already, man. We really got 143 people up in here. Shout out to each and every last one of y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Rockets Round Robin channel. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Rockets Propaganda channel. Hit that like button. Give us all a follow on the Twitter thing /X. Tell a friend, and if each and every last one of y'all come back again. And we out. Until next time.